Hey guys, Sinister Scrappy here. Today we're going to go over the 5 worst trades in Pokemon history. So, in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, you can trade a Blossom for a Corsola. Now, the only way to get a Blossom in this game is to evolve a Gloom with a Sunstone. The only way to get a Sunstone is to get one at Moss Deep City at the Space Center. Otherwise, you're going to have to catch or use Thief on some Solrock in Meteor Falls so that you have a 5% chance to get a Sunstone from there. You go to Pacific Log Town and you go to the house on the southernmost point. You can get a Corsola, which is not a great Pokemon. And in Emerald, it was changed to a Bagon, which is arguably just as bad, because Bagon is a very rare encounter at the very end of Meteor Falls. And as you know, Corsola, very weak Pokemon. Stats are really bad. This is really late in the game, and having a Corsola is not really going to do anything for you at this point. So that's why it makes number 5 on this list. Number 4, Obstagoon. And you can get Mr. Mime for that, and that's going to be in Spikemuth. Galarian Zigzagoon evolves at level 20 and evolves again into Obstagoon at level 35. It's just not really worth it. Mr. Mime, classic Gen 1 Pokemon. You've had plenty of opportunity to use it at this point. It's just not going to generate much interest in general. So that's why I think this trade is very low value. And Obstagoon as a whole is a better Pokemon with higher stats, better matchup into the game. Also, it has better availability because by the time you can make this trade, it's pretty late into the game as well. Credits to Beer Bear for the footage that I'm using here. Next up, we have a certified classic, Fire Red Leaf Green, Spearow for Farfetch'd. I'm sure many people have done this trade because it's the only way to get Farfetch'd, but there's literally no reason to do this trade whatsoever. Spearow is better than Farfetch'd in pretty much every way. Farfetch'd can learn Cut, but that's about it. That's all you can do. That's the only advantage. Farfetch'd has Sword Stance, Agility. You can make it hold a stick for a high crit chance with Slash, but it just comes down to the stats. And the stats are not there, folks. They just absolutely is no reason to do this trade other than for the humor. And that is why it is number 3 on my list. Next up, we have a very infamous trade. Medicham for Haunter in Snowpoint City. This could be Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. And they even did it again for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. You could trade your Medicham for a Haunter who is holding an Everstone, which means it does not evolve when you get it. And folks, there's nothing more disappointing than that. I remember the first time I found this person as a kid. I was so excited. I went and caught a Medicham, and it was all for nothing. I really wanted a Gengar. Didn't have really any ways of getting a Gengar other than this, and I know I'm not the only person, so it was just extremely disappointing and a false sense of hope. And Game Freak is evil for bringing that upon us. This house can be found in the upper left in Snowpoint City. Number 1 on this list is going to be Raichu for Electrode. Now, you're going to be asking yourselves, Electrode is, it's not the best Pokemon, but it doesn't seem like a terrible trade. They're both electric types, they're both fast, and they fulfill the same role. Now, to counter argue that, I would say that it is just the biggest waste of time to trade your Raichu for this Electrode. First of all, you have to use a Thunderstone because you can't find Raichu in the wild. So that's already 2,100 Poké Dollars you're wasting for no reason, because you can catch your own Voltorb slash Electrode at the power plant yourself, much earlier at this point in the game. So if you want to do this trade, you have to wait all the way until Cinnabar Island. That is where Blaine is. That's the 7th gym. That is incredibly late. So there's just not much of a reason to do this trade. It is honestly a waste of time. You're better off catching a Voltorb in the power plant. Yeah, I mean, it will have faster EXP gain, but is that really worth all the trouble that you're going through to make this trade in the first place? Say you don't have a Raichu in your team, you're going to have to go and find a Pikachu, go find a Thunderstone, evolve it, and then trade it. All for an Electrode, which is notoriously not a great Pokemon. It has a small move pool, and it's very frail, and its offenses are middling, to say the least. So folks, let me know what you think of my list, and give me any other ideas that you'd like to see on this channel, Pokemon related or not. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos. Sir Scrafty out.